My name is Sa Tamba Jinlak. I'm the owner of Tamba Surf Company and born and raised on the island of Kauai. You know, at one time, Kauai had, and still does, have the best surfers in the world. But there's one time in the time of surfing where the boys from Kauai pretty much ran the whole surfing show. Like you pick up a magazine and you could not see a picture without somebody from Kauai. You know, Andy Irons on the cover, Bruce Irons on the cover. You know, Andy Irons 3 times world champ. You know, Bruce winning the Eddie Aikau. You know what I mean? All guys from Kauai living at the Volcom House. You know what I mean? It was just like running pipeline. Like, you know what I mean? It was insane. Like Kauai was on top of the world. Like when people were moving their kids here to Kauai to become a pro surfer, thinking that they have a better chance of becoming a pro surfer, because Kauai, there's so much talent coming out of Kauai, which there is still now, but at that one time it was just like we were on top, and I'm just very fortunate to be a part of the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like some of my best friends became pro surfers, and, you know, and especially as like Bruce and Andy, they wore my stuff, you know, for free. You know what I mean? Like, and they put stickers on their boards for free. And it really kept them grounded at the same time, saying, hey, you know what, I'm not bigger than anybody else. I still, you know, I rep my Kauai store, you know, Tamba, my boy. You know what I mean? No matter, I'm still world champ. I might be getting paid millions of dollars a year, but I'm still Kauai boy to the end, you know. And, you know, being raised on a small island, you know, everybody knows each other here. There's only 70,000 people on this island. I think it maybe kept them grounded by just wearing Kauai. Like I can remember like seeing in the magazines, you know, Tamba hat on here and, you know, Tamba sticker there. It was like one of the insanest feelings in the world, you know what I mean? And every time I'd see it, I'd never take it for granted. You know, I'd always be, you know, I can remember one story when he was on his way to Australia for a surf contest, and I guess he caught the 5 o'clock flight, the first flight out in the morning, and he calls me up, and it's like 4:30 in the morning. He's like, Tamba, I need some shirts, I need some hats, but come on down, meet me at your store, open up your store, I need to grab some gear before I go to Australia. And I was just like, what? It's 4:30 in the morning, man. I'll get up. And then I kind of caught myself. I was like, wow, here's the 3-time world champ asking you for stuff to wear for free. You know, where you got Billabong and Red Bull and all these people paying in millions of dollars to wear this stuff. And he's trying to get you stuff for free. So I had to get my butt out of bed and do a reality check. And he was like, okay, I'll meet you at the store at 6 in the morning. It was just like, you know, but like that's how close we were. It was just, you know, it was just like, he was like the people's champion, you know, kind of like there's no man left behind, you know what I mean? It's like he wanted everybody else to be where he wanted to be, you know what I mean? He brought everybody out. A lot of people got sponsored or got affected in that way, and then, you know, and it just goes to show you the type of person he is. We started opened our doors on September 11th, 1997, and before that I had no clue at all about opening a surf shop, or I didn't even work in a retail store before. It was just a dream I had of always wanting to open up a surf shop. There's a whole struggle in the beginning, you know, like I just didn't open a shop and survived out the shop, you know. So the shop was basically like a hobby for the first 5 years. I worked at a restaurant at night to survive. So I worked at a shop from 10, sometimes I show up at 11, depends how good the waves were. That's kind of like the good old days. Maybe the shop opened up at 12. Well, maybe we didn't open up at all if the waves are good. But anyway, I show up at about 9, 10, work till 5, and then I go wait tables till about 11 o'clock at night. And I did that for 8 years. I worked 2 jobs. You know, about 7 or 8 years working less and less at night. But I can remember the day I quit working at the restaurant, and I was just like, it was like the best feeling in the world to like make your own money and survive off your own self, your own business, and pay for my medical, pay for my car loan, and pay for the rent in my house. And it was just really like the ultimate feeling of just, you know, oh, I'm really a businessman now, you know, it's paying for my bills. You know? Then I think by then I had like 1 part-time worker, and then it's just slowly still growing from there. And even now, this year is going to be our 20-year anniversary. I feel like Tamba's just getting started. I don't feel like it's even like close to being what it can be. You know what I mean? Like and I'm not saying I'm gonna leave like some giant legacy or have a giant store or nothing, but I just feel there's other things that it's gonna become. It's not might just not be a surf brand or a surf shop, and I don't know what I just feel it's gonna evolve into something else or morph into its own thing, and about being part of the community, part of the island, and helping people out, and just doing good things to be a part of the world in general. I had this little league coach of mine. Little league's like t-ball, baseball, and I was like, his name was Mr. Cowie. To this day, I really remember what he told me. I was about maybe 19, 20 years old. I was working at a lumber company, so I was loading up his truck with wood. So he goes, "Hey, Sa, what are you gonna be when you grow up?" I said, "I don't know. I maybe open up a surf shop or something like that." I said, "Okay, wait. So what are you gonna do to be a part of the community?" And I never got what he said till about maybe 15 years later. When I started like doing things, holding like the free surf contests or sponsoring kids and events and something like that. And then that's when I realized, when he said, "What are you gonna do to be a part of this community?" Like every place, especially, there's not a lot of that around the world, especially in bigger areas, and like the island of Kauai is so small. Like they say, you're a part of the community. You got to give back. He was my little league coach. He wasn't making money, but I was giving back to the community. It's like people who coach soccer or coach basketball, high school sports. They're a part of the community. You see your friends' kids on the side of the road or something. They're smoking cigarettes. You roll on the window. You yell them, "Hey, what you doing? Smoking cigarettes?" I'll tell your father. It's like that saying go. It takes a village to raise a kid. Or, So I think when you get into a big city and stuff like that, you really lose that community sense. And then I really instilled in me lately, instead of trying to think, what I can get for me, what I can do for me, I'll get myself ahead, is like more feeling like, what can I do for my community to help it out.